In a world where the podcast multiverse is a concept about which we know frighteningly little, two dudes must become something greater than themselves, something elemental, something terrifying. A podcast. With great podcasting, there must also be great responsibility. To show the multiverse that it's full of people ready to believe in good. The multiverse will hunt us. They will send the dogs on us, because that's what needs to happen. But it won't be ready to hear from us. Not us, united.
Nick, you remember when you started the podcast that one week by saying, what up? And it was the funniest thing that anyone's ever heard of, and everyone laughed.
I don't recall, but it does sound like something I would do.
Yeah, so, what up?
Dude.
What'd it do?
Good to see you.
What'd it do?
Carne asada, dude.
Yeah, carne asada, yeah. It's like just two dudes talking in front of a microphone. It's going to be a good night.
Yeah.
We're happy.
We took a little hiatus.
Yeah.
And
I was out in San Francisco,
you know? Globetrotting.
Yeah.
And now we're just well rested.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you guys are about to witness something really special.
This might be the best podcast we ever record.
Yeah.
Or the second best podcast we ever record.
Yeah.
So there's really only two ways this can go.
I agree.
Well, we are happy that you have joined us tonight, or any night, or any time of day that you're listening to this.
Yeah, please listen to it in the morning while you're in the shower.
Yeah, we don't hold that against you.
Yeah, exactly. Wonder how many people are listening to this on the toilet.
I would say one. There's one dude.
One.
Yeah, John. I see you. I don't see you, but
this is for you, John.
It's for you, John.
Some guy just losing his mind. We just made him shit more than he was already shitting.
Anyways, we are a weekly podcast powerhouse that exists to see people interact with and see cinema a little differently.
Yes.
We find the good, the bad, and the wild in all that we do. And we are glad that you chose to listen to us, not us united.
Do you feel like we should just change the line of good and bad and wild to just the wild? Or do you feel like we do find some good and bad?
I think we find some good and bad.
Okay,
I think
good.
our listeners, longtime listeners of the podcast as of 2 weeks ago,
yes,
will see that we had difference of opinions on a recent movie of Doctor Strange and how many multiverses are there?
How many multiverses of madness are there?
Can there be?
Can there be?
The answer was in that movie.
At least 2.5.
Yeah. Yeah. And we have differing opinions. We found the good and we found the bad in that movie.
Sure.
And we found the wild.
Yes, that for sure was a wild podcast.
Yeah.
Shout outs to our boy Levi.
Yeah,
I'm
shout outs to
missing
Levi
him tonight. GG's Levi.
Yeah. Out in AZ, holding up the fort.
Holding up the fort, my dude.
Well, Nick, to intro, I think you brought this up to me literally 5 hours ago. But
yes.
I want you to share with me and with everybody else what your idea for a good little intro would be for this podcast.
Sure. So this week, Star Wars turns 45 from when it was released in 77. 1977, of course, in case people were worried.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's old films.
Yes. And so we both enjoy Star Wars a lot. And so I thought it would be a fun...
Someone thinks it's 7 out of 10.
Well, I can enjoy a movie without saying it's a 10 out of 10.
Sure.
So, anyway, get off me. Anyway, here we go. But in honor of celebrating its 45th anniversary, I thought it would be fun for us to revisit it in a fun way.
Yeah.
By doing a quick little draft.
Yeah.
For those people who have been like, man, where's the movie draft drought? Here it is for you.
Here it is.
We're going to give you a little mini Star Wars draft.
Yeah, just like a little light drizzle.
Correct. We have to pick a team of 5 characters from Star Wars.
Yeah. Any characters.
Any characters, but there has to be at least one from each trilogy of films of the Skywalker saga. And what vehicle they will be using to transport themselves to a face-off of Ultimate Frisbee.
I forgot about the vehicle part.
That's okay.
Okay.
You have plenty of choices.
I got it. Yeah.
Okay.
This was one of the most interesting things you have said to me. And that includes many, many, many things.
I have said some weird stuff too.
Yeah. And I think the idea of having an ultimate Frisbee draft is a great idea.
Okay, perfect. It just seems like a good sport that they'd all play.
Yeah.
You can still wear your robes.
Yeah.
You can run around.
Yep.
It's fine.
Yep.
Do some backflips, throw some lightsabers.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, cut people in half. It's cool.
Yep, classic Star Wars.
I think I need to know, are there any rules to this? Like, are we not killing each other? Or are we just, like, friendly game? Is it like Mario Kart? Like, Bowser's coming to town.
I think maybe there could be, like, a casualty for each team.
Do we have to pick?
No.
This is the one that dies?
No, I just think, like, it's not going to be, like, straight up, like, I win because I chop everyone in half. It's
Sure.
like, no, like, just,
Respect the game.
Yeah, exactly. No,
but Hawkeye dies, or whatever.
Sure. Yeah,
'Cause
you
he's
watch
not-
Star Wars? What are we talking about? But no, I think the only rules are that we're just going to do it the way we've always done it, snake draft style.
Yeah. Yeah.
And let's do this thing.
Yeah, I'm getting a...
I'm okay with just letting you pick who goes first.
No, I want to do this the fair way.
No, because then you're going to lose, then you're going to get mad.
No, when do I ever get mad at a movie draft, Nick?
Every time, literally.
Do you remember when we rolled die? And we got the same number like 3 times in a row?
That was fun.
Yeah.
A lot of good memories.
Yeah. All right, here we go. I got a 1.
I got a 1.
Oh, my... No way. No way.
All right, let's try it one more time.
I got a 4.
I got a 6.
Okay.
I will defer first
my
pick
God.
to you. You wanted this. You want the first pick. So you can pick your boy.
Who's my boy?
You'll know.
You'll see it. Yeah, I got to pick my boy. I'm picking Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's got the flips, he's got the tricks.
Mm-hmm.
He's not the droid you're looking for. He like, this isn't the Frisbee.
What iteration of Obi-Wan will
We're
you be picking?
doing can I do like anything from Star Wars? I could do like a Clone
can.
Wars because he's a little more like
You
flexible.
could, but then you won't be picking. I guess that's technically in the second trilogy or the prequel trilogy.
Sure. Okay.
Or
I'll pick episode 3. That's fine.
episode 3. Ooh.
Hello
okay.
there.
The short. Okay. Or no, that's the long hair. That's the Jesus Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
good
picking
choice.
him with no, he doesn't have long hair there. That's episode 2.
It is episode 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Episode
2
3 is short, tan robes. He's not quite old.
Yep.
He's mid, and he's still he's got his experience, but he can still move.
Yeah.
I think he's very athletic.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen him be able to jump and run very fast in the first movie,
It's very good.
so he has some athleticism,
Fair enough. Great picks.
and he has some obviously some use of the Force.
I'm interested to see if you would change this because as this comes out, this is coming out the same day as the Kenobi show starts. Maybe you'll pick. Maybe you'd
Him
like
and
him
that.
because now he's gonna get all the screen time.
Yeah, but
So
now
we'll see.
he's just gonna be like dust and sand.
No.
Yeah, he's gonna be
No.
old craggly Kenobi.
No.
That's
He's
what we call
not-
him.
He's not the hermit yet, quite yet.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Okay.
Starting off strong. So does this mean you get 2 picks now?
I do.
This is why you did this.
Absolutely.
You're insane.
Why wouldn't I?
You're
Like, that's literally
insane.
the only reason
You're insane.
to do this.
You're doing this out of a goodwill towards me. You mean like
I told you you could have it.
I didn't have a choice.
I told you you could have it, and you rolled the dice anyway. You dug your own grave.
I thought you meant
It's fine.
whatever.
It's fine. It's fine. Okay. I will be picking for my first pick.
Mm-hmm.
I will be picking Yoda. For obvious reasons.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you've seen this little ditty called Episode 2, Attack of the Clones.
Sure.
Dude pops off.
Yeah.
Dude's like, yo, I got this little lightsaber. It's like, oh, it's really tiny. What's he going to do?
Mm-hmm.
Jumps like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
No one will be able to defend Yoda.
Box out.
No way. He'll just crawl right under you.
Mm.
He's literally like 1'4".
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
He's
okay.
insane.
Okay.
But he has crazy ups. He'll just crawl on you and then jump off of you and use your own body as leverage against you.
Okay.
Literally insane. And at one point stops a large metal object that is in the shape of a Frisbee and spins it in episode 3 and throws it at Palpatine. Insane.
Got it.
Yoda. Goated.
Okay.
Okay. First pick.
Good
out of the
choice.
way.
Good choice.
So that will be from my prequel trilogy character,
Sure.
I guess. For my second character, I will be picking none other than Boba Fett.
Okay.
I'm going to use that jetpack, and I'm going to blow up your guys while I jetpack and catch the Frisbee with
All right.
Boba Fett.
I have my next two
and
choices.
that will be from the original trilogy.
Okay, from episode 6, I assume?
Yes.
Cool. So my choices are...
He's still alive.
Wait, do we choose ships yet, or are we choosing them all together?
Oh, I just was going to do that at the end.
Oh, okay. All right.
You can have first dibs on ship. I don't care.
Sure, yeah, because you're being so kind.
Be like, I choose the Death Star. Like, what the
I blow up the field.
Anyway.
I will be choosing, to counteract Yoda, I'll be choosing Palpatine from episode 3.
You're insane.
Because he beats him in a
Good
in a
luck
fight.
trying to have Obi-Wan and Palpatine work together. Anyway,
Yeah,
go ahead.
it's a friendly game. Someone's got to die. All
Someone's
right?
going to die. Okay,
I'm
fair
not
enough.
saying
Which Palpatine?
episode 3, who
Episode 3
literally beats Yoda in a fight.
Yeah, he does get pretty crazy. When he goes,
Power! Yeah, let's just say that Frisbee's going far.
yeah, it is. You're right.
Yeah.
You're
All
right.
he just needs to be the cannon that throws it and like puts a little lightning on it, and that
I never
deters.
thought of that.
Yeah.
You're insane.
Yeah.
Well done.
And it's like it's like a trap, and he can have it light up right until it goes into Obi-Wan's hands, and boom, done.
Fair enough.
And then I'm picking Han Solo
Okay.
because he beat Boba
Uh-huh.
Fett
Uh-huh.
while he was blind.
Oh, okay. So you're just going full on. Okay. I like your strategy. Just like, I don't give a shit about Ultimate Frisbee. I'm just picking the guy who shot your guy. Okay, fair enough.
I'm just saying, if he can beat him in a little hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah, I'm not too concerned with a dude in a vest for Ultimate Frisbee. Oh, we'll be fine.
Yeah, I think those two pair off. 2 bounty hunters.
No, one has a jetpack.
Yeah, but one got eaten by a num-num pit in the sand.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. All right, well then I'm obviously going to be picking for my next character the Sarlacc pit.
Wait, to eat Boba Fett?
No, to eat all of your guys. No, I'm just kidding.
No, the field is centered around a Sarlacc pit.
The
Yeah.
losers have to jump into a Sarlacc
Yes,
pit.
yes,
Fair
yes,
enough.
yes,
Okay, fair enough. Okay.
We have 5 total, right?
Yeah, 5 total. All right. I will be picking for my third pick. I don't know if this counts, so I don't think I can do it. Because they're not just one character.
What?
I will be... I was going to pick all of the Ewoks.
That's not fair.
Okay, fair enough.
Can't do that.
Fair enough. Okay, fair enough.
And I pick all the clones.
I have all the Sith.
I am all the Sith. Yeah, but Rey, I'm Rey now. I have 2 lightsabers.
But I have 2 lightsabers. Okay, I'm going to get some bad boys up in here.
Yeah.
I'll be picking Darth Maul.
Yeah.
Just because...
Robot legs or no robot legs?
We'll go with no for now.
Yeah.
But, like, if he does get hurt, we can sub him
You can
in.
swap
With,
him.
yeah, just,
He's got his legs on the side.
Yeah. It's, like
Everybody to
it's
sub.
turned into Space Jam, basically. I'll do Darth Maul
Yeah.
for intimidation only.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if a dude's coming out with just, like, teeth coming out of his head, that's pretty wild.
Yeah, this dude's nuts.
Okay.
You think he could catch it, like, on his head?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's probably the most acrobatic of the Siths.
Yes.
You know? He gets around.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, he does. There's a horny joke to be made there. Anyway, let's see what else.
And we made it. We did
Yeah,
it.
we did it. Let's see. And then for my sequel,
You can't recover from that,
sequel
dude.
trilogy character, I will be picking Ben Swallow.
Yeah. You got it.
Specifically, Kylo Ren with his shirt off.
So episode 9, just like when he's sitting in his room.
When they're
Just like-
doing the Force.
So we're doing shirts
phone
and
call.
skins?
Yeah,
Okay.
woolly skins.
Okay.
Yep, woolly skins. Ben Swallow, Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
Right after done being Kylo Ren, but like still swallow.
So when he gets his lightsaber from his back and he's like, shrug?
He's like, shrug?
Shrug?
Yeah. Like,
Okay,
he's
yeah.
going to show up on the court, and they're going to be like, who's this guy? And he's going to be like,
Shrug?
"Mm."
He's like, father? Shrug?
Yep. So that's, yeah.
He's playing against his father. Ben Swallow.
Ben Swallow.
All right, I have 2 picks.
Yep.
These are my last 2 picks.
Correct.
If you were
And
playing
then I'll
at
pick
home.
my last, and then you can pick your
Ship. Got it. My next pick is General Grievous.
Oh, yes. Somebody had to.
Just out of... He's a robot with 4 arms, and he can scurry. I feel
Sure.
he can be a body. I think you're not getting past those 4 arms.
Yeah, I mean, you show up to that guy, and you're like, hello there.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Hello there. So he's just gonna be intimidation,
100%.
a monster on the court. I don't think he's
Yeah.
gonna score the points.
Yeah.
But he's gonna be the
I
Scottie
do
Pippen
think he will
of
cough
the-
a lot from running.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to be a real, like, first quarter
Yeah.
guy. But I
We're
think
gonna we got an early lead.
got it.
Yeah. We score so much at the first it will level out.
Fair enough. So
my-
now, who's your
My
trilogy?
sequel. It's Ray.
Oh, you son of a... Fair enough.
She can do no wrong.
She's dope.
And she's playing with her grandfather. Yeah, pop off.
Well played.
The Palpatine.
Well played.
Yeah. She can do everything. She's agile. She's a scavenger. She can be a little scrappy. But then
Yeah.
also like she's just like, you know what? I know this now. I know the Force. I can do it.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I can pop off. I can heal this thing. I can pop off. I can do it.
Okay.
And then she'll get in the mind of like Ben Swallow and be like
He'll just be like,
and she'll turn him to our side. I'll have 6
Maybe.
players now.
maybe. I never thought of that. You're going to need a sub, though, because General Grievous is getting
Yeah,
that
he'll be
fast.
I'm taking your guy as my sub.
All right, you've left me in a real predicament.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I did.
Left in a real trash compactor.
Okay. I'm going to have to... I'm going to have to get really creative with this one.
Yeah. Sorry.
I will have to go with... I'm going to have to go with my boy Kiadi Mundi.
That's a good choice. A lot of pointy head guys on your team.
Yeah, I think that Conehead is going to come into play.
If anything, it's like a signal
I feel
for the team to rally around.
absolutely. It's not just a signal; it's a warning to your players that he can actually just go ahead and like use his hands to like block and whatever because he can just catch it with his head.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah. You got 2 guys, Darth Maul and
yeah,
you got the head game.
yeah. Well, and Boba Fett's kind of got like an antenna thing.
Oh, yeah, he can
So and he's got the rocket.
Yeah.
So we're gonna leverage our accessories.
Yeah.
Or
You got a gadgets
physical
team.
attributes to subdue you.
Yeah.
And I would like to just note that we didn't pick either Luke Skywalker or Darth Vader, which is wild.
Yeah, that is wild.
But it's fine. And I'm glad.
We didn't pick any Skywalkers. Well, technically, I guess Ben Swallow. But
He's more of a Skywalker than Rey is.
yeah.
So don't even try to hide behind that.
Okay. What
But
ship?
anyway, what ship?
What ship are we gonna cruise up in? You know, I think. Man, that's tough.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna be. Man, this wasn't what I was thinking. I don't know.
You got this.
Yeah. I think we're going with the clone troop transport. Those
Yeah,
things in
ones with
episode 2,
wide
and they open up.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's just gonna bring the team together.
I like it.
I think that's like a good huddle zone.
Mm-hmm.
Like we fly in and we can plan our stuff and then come out and just be like, boom, we here.
We here.
And the doors open up and then squad.
Damn.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Shit. All right.
So I'm like, yeah, now hit me with like some Death Star or whatever.
I was like, I will be picking the Imperial Star Destroyer. No, I'm just kidding. I've been thinking about this, and it's up in the air. It's in between the silver Corellian aircraft that they use in the Phantom Menace, the one that's like
Oh
cloaked.
yeah,
I like that one, but
That's
you
good.
don't really get to
Clean
see
look.
it in action. But
Yeah.
it's clean, and I think that would like the swagger game would
Yeah.
be sick. But so is the like Imperial transport, the like triangle with the wings.
yeah.
The Y, no, it's not a Y wing, but it's a, you know what I mean, where it kind of like
It can
goes
go, like
down.
folds down. Yeah.
But honestly, I think just like a really big ass TIE fighter, because you're gonna know we're coming in because it's gonna be like. I just think that would just be like, whoa, what was that?
Yeah.
So we're just gonna be in a TIE bomber.
Yeah. Just all of you squeezed in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then instead of bombs coming out, it's you.
It's us.
It's your team.
Just dropping.
We were dropping, boys. Am I right?
Yep.
Fortnite.
Absolutely.
Dab.
This is gonna be a fun game.
Okay, let's read off our rosters again.
Sure.
You have.
I have Darth Maul, Ben Swallow, Kiadi Mundi, Yoda,
Yep. And
Boba Fett.
yep. And
On the TIE bomber.
on the TIE bombers. Are you the TIE bombers? What's your team name?
Let me think about it.
Yeah.
And then you
I'll
tell
read
me
mine
your-
off.
yeah.
Okay, so mine are Obi-Wan Kenobi, Palpatine, General Grievous,
Yep.
Han Solo, and
Rey. Okay.
And they're all rocking up on a clone transport ship
Sick.
with the lasers and everything. Like, we'll shoot off lasers. That's like a disco show up in the eye. And you know?
I love it.
My team name is the Skyballers.
Sky Ballers.
Yeah.
Dude, that's sick. Nice. I might just give this a dub to you right now.
Yeah.
Damn. Nice. Okay. We'll be called the Death Sticks.
Ah, that's good. I like that.
Perfect.
And then Obi-Wan will be like, you don't want to sell me death sticks.
Yeah. Watto's going to be the referee.
Yeah. Hey, I'm going to roll a dice, but there's only one side.
Dude, I think we got
This is
some good teams.
This was fun.
Yeah, I'm curious to hear what people would comment
Yeah.
as like.
Who would you, if you had a next choice, who would you pick? Skywalker? One of them?
No, I was up in the air about Mace Windu.
Yeah.
He's pretty badass.
Yeah. I was going to throw Kit Fisto in there.
Kit Fisto's dope.
Because he's just a
Well,
boy.
I mean, like, the lore behind Kit Fisto is way better than what's on
He
the
actually did,
screen.
yeah.
Because he's, like, one of the best fighters ever, and then Palpatine's like, "Wah!" and he's like,
Oh,
whoa! And then he just dies. That's the one bad part of Revenge of the Sith is Palpatine just like, no! And there's like, oh
he's
shit,
right.
what the
He's right. We can't do it.
That's like he's an old man just like running at you with a lightsaber.
And he got...
Yeah.
He's having a blast, though. Ian McDiarmid, he's having a blast.
Yeah, I think there's a case to be made for Anakin Skywalker, but
I would pick Anakin over Luke.
yeah, I agree. Like, I think the power set is just better, but Anakin, like, at his peak is also at his most, like, corrupted and not, like, good, like, mindset.
Yeah. He's not
So
in
it'd
the
be
game.
hard to pick him for the game because he's very,
He's emotional. He misses one pass, and he's done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, and then when he becomes Darth Vader, even though he's still like one of the most powerful, I think he's nerfed at that point.
Yeah,
like,
he doesn't have the agility.
he would have been much better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which kind of reminds me, did you ever play any of the like licensed like video games of the Star Wars games, video games?
Yeah. All the time.
Revenge of the Sith.
I love that one.
Did you ever play it where you got the alternative ending?
Yes, and you like beat Obi-Wan.
Yeah, if you beat Obi-Wan, which was like super hard. That
Yeah.
game was insane. But then Darth Sidious shows up with your like red lightsaber and you just kill him.
Yeah.
And you're just full on Darth Vader without the
Palpatine.
without the suit because you don't need it.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just like full on just Anakin,
Yeah, it was so
full
cool.
power. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, no one can make it.
That version, yeah.
I would have. I don't know if there's like an alternate universe.
Sure, that'd be sick.
I would love to have
Oh,
visited
yeah.
that, where it's like, what if he did win? Like,
Yeah.
what if he was correct? Like,
Mhm.
could he bring Padme back to life, and like he does actually get everything that he wants?
That'd be so good.
It'd be interesting.
I would read that in a heartbeat.
That'd be very cool.
Genuinely.
Yeah.
Who do you think wins?
I think you're a lot of Flash, but I don't know if you're a long game team.
Yeah.
And so if I can gut it out, I think I'm gonna out hustle you.
Yeah, I think you're the kind of the underdog,
Yeah.
and I think there could be a movie made where it's like Miracle on Ice, Miracle on the Field kind of
Sure.
thing. I think maybe my team on paper could be like, oh yeah, the All-Stars, but can they click? You know,
Can they click?
Can they click?
I think there's a lot of egos.
Yeah.
A lot of conflicting egos.
And then hello.
Yeah. Fair enough.
All right. Well, we'll see.
Yeah. GG's.
Well-
Death Sticks versus the Skyballers.
Let's get ballers.
Dude. I wish we could like computer generate this
I know,
and just
can we?
figure out
We gotta,
like, how to
we gotta
do it.
figure this out. Well, tell us what you thought, and did we miss anyone that you would have picked
Yeah.
on your
And
ultimate
also-
Frisbee?
Happy birthday, Star Wars.
Yeah, May the 4th, you know?
Amen.
Wow, we need to do that with every franchise.
Yeah. It just happened to be this week, so I was
Yeah.
like, hey, we got to at least address it.
Yep.
So I'll keep an eye out on some events
Yeah,
coming up.
that was a really fun idea. I'm so glad you thought of that.
Thank you.
Yeah, and it's not like it wasn't like a basketball team. It was like ultimate Frisbee.
Yeah, I was just like, what? Yeah, cornhole team.
Yeah.
Like, what can we do?
Okay, well then I think we're gonna move into
Mm.
our main topic of this week.
Yes.
I think you should describe what
Yeah.
kind of our project we've been cooking. We've kind of teased it in some previous episodes, but we're actually
Mhm.
starting this kind of long form project that we'll be taking on over the next, I don't know, 2 years or so.
Yeah, I think you and I think we just knew we wanted to start this podcast
Right.
because we were going to be seeing movies anyway. Let's just chat about them. But there were also like some fun endeavors that we wanted to like try to do with it as well. And so this is one of those avenues that we're going to go down, which is as of the end of 2021, we took the top 250 of IMDb's movies of all time.
Yep.
That are user voted on, and we just said December 31st is the cutoff because if we tried to do this project,
The list
it's going to
changes.
keep changing with all these new movies coming out. And so as of 2021, we just said stop, no movie after that counts. And we are going to go through the top 250, 5 at a time. And we're going to decide if we feel like they do deserve to be on this list or not.
Mhm.
And then at the end, we will then fill in the blanks if some have been kicked out to create for you all what we think is cumulatively the best top 250
Yeah, between the two of us.
between the two of us. The rules are simple. Each week, one of us is taking lead on it. So this week, Michael will be dissecting the top 5 movies. We're going to go from 1 to 5. And then I'll take 6 to 10, and then we'll just keep going that way.
Mhm.
He will decide solely what movies stay or go. But I will get one veto.
Each
That
week.
is no arguments, no questions asked. If he says this movie stays and I go, nope, it goes, that's my veto, but I can't do anything else for the rest of the 4 movies. This is not to be trolls, but it's also to make this a not as united list.
Right.
And not just...
My list, because I got the week of this movie.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then once we have those empty slots, we'll fill in equal number of slots with our
Mhm.
movies that we think deserve to be in there.
Yes, that's great. I also will say the numbers of where these movies are will change. So,
Correct.
for instance, Shawshank Redemption,
Mhm.
if it ends up on the list, it will probably not be our number 1 movie of all time.
Right. You're
So
just
it could
deciding
be
if it
it's
stays
on the
or
list.
goes.
Yeah. So
and then
the
we'll get the numbers out.
exact order
after.
will be different.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, this is something that I've been wanting to do for a long time,
Yeah.
just to go through the top 250. It's
For
been
sure.
a process since I was in college of like
Mhm.
watching a movie every once in a while and ranking, and
Yeah.
I've gotten over halfway, about 60% through the rankings,
Nice.
and I've been, peaks and valleys of like doing it a lot,
Yeah.
and then stopping and not watching any movie on the list because just watching other stuff
Sure.
for life. And so this is gonna be a great way for me to kind of do a life, I guess, a goal of mine that
Mhm.
I've been wanting to do for a long time.
Gotcha. No, I'm excited.
And then making our list, it would be really fun to like see like, hey, these are the movies that you need,
Mhm.
and even 250 is like, man, that's
Yeah.
a lot, but also like,
Yeah. If we wanted to devote all of our time to it, I mean, we could get it out for you somewhat fast,
Mhm.
but we think just with the amount of time and like care that this probably deserves, we want it to actually be like thought about. So,
yeah. So we'll only probably do like one of these episodes once, twice a month.
Yeah.
Filled
So
in
maybe
with
about 10 movies.
Yeah, 10 movies a month. And so this is just a side project that we've been doing to kind of go through, like, there's so many movies in the world. And we're just like, we got to talk about them.
Right.
So these won't be super far in-depth reviews. I would say a lot of them probably don't even have spoileries in them. We're just going to say whether we think it should be in the list or not. And it'll be about 10 to 15 minutes, depending on how the conversation, or like 2 seconds, like it's in.
Yeah.
Or not.
And then maybe if we argue, then we get into some spoilers.
Yeah, yeah, I would say, yeah, exactly. So we just want to, you can use this as like a minor look at what we think about all these movies. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna start from the top then.
Let's do it. I'm excited.
The number one film on IMDb as rated by users, I believe over 1 million votes. Let's see, 2.6 million votes.
Interesting.
With an average of 9.3 out of 10 is The Shawshank Redemption.
This is an enigma to me. I've always wondered, did this stay there because those votes were so high that it just forced everyone to watch it? So then they're like, I agree. And then it just kind of kept its popularity because it was the only movie talked about as the best. I don't know. It's an interesting.
I think it's a good enough movie to hold its own, where it's like, hey, watch it, and you're gonna like it probably, because I think it's structurally a well done movie.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's 2 million. Even right next to it, The Godfather has, let's see, 1.8 million.
Yeah.
That's. Someone's calling me. Sorry, guys. And below that, like, to break 1 million, I don't think any of that. And not a lot of movies do that.
Interesting.
So that's going to hold its spot forever. It's, I mean, for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think it is just a perpetual, like, hey, watch this movie, and, oh, it's the number one movie of all time, so you got to watch it.
Right.
Now, I enjoyed this movie. I really like the movie. I think it's great.
Yeah.
I think it's a great movie.
Yeah.
It is not my number one movie of all time, nor do I think it's close.
Yeah.
But should it be on this list? Yeah. Yes, it should be on the list.
Okay. Sounds good.
Have you've seen it, right?
Yo, absolutely.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, no, it is great. I agree with you. You just had a little fear in your eyes of just like, it's gonna be on the list, right?
It's my partner's Grace. That's one of her favorite movies. She loves it a lot.
That's cool.
So if you vetoed it, she might hate you.
No, that's fine. Not that it's fine that she hates me, but no, I get it. No, I think there's definitely something in me that wants to fight the popularity of it, but I think this is kind of like the Rotten Tomatoes of it all. I think there won't be a single negative review of this film, and that's why overall it has the highest spot, because you can't really find a lot of flaws with it.
Yeah.
And so therefore it could be like an 8 out of 10, but every single person thinks 8 out of 10. Every single person that's ever seen it. And so because none of the other people are going, hey, it's like a 3 out of 10 random guy, it's just never going to go down.
Yeah.
So I see why it's there. I agree. I think we both think that it doesn't deserve probably number one spot.
Top 100, probably.
Yeah. I think it's a safe bet though that like you'll watch that and not say it's a bad movie.
Yeah. If someone hasn't seen it, I would definitely recommend it to them.
That's almost what is good about that.
Yeah. I think maybe it's the most recommendable movie.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Jeez. There's a calculation that goes into all these ratings, and it has to do with how many ratings there are. So the more that it gets rated, even if it is like 7 or 8, I think it evens out to like, it's just like, it still is like the popularity of it is high, because someone could go on and rate like their home movie that's on, or like some student project, it's a 10 out of 10, and now it's on the top of the list out of one score.
Right.
So I think the threshold is like 50,000 or something like that.
Gotcha.
So,
okay.
Because you'll see like a new movie pop up, like a Spider-Man No Way Home, which will still on the list, but like, or like let's say Thor Ragnarok was on the list for a while, and then like it was because it was so popular, and then more people saw it, and it was like, it's just kind of like
and so when we got this list, No Way Home's like 17.
Yeah.
Because it was 2 weeks that it had been out, so everyone went to review it.
I think it's still pretty high on here.
It is.
Yeah.
Even today.
Yeah, let me just look through real quick.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I'd put it that high, but we'll have to talk about that when we get there.
Mm-hmm.
But that's cool that it's already on there.
Yeah, it's
because at the time of the list getting
it's
made,
ranking at 111 right now.
Okay, so yeah, it went down quite a bit, but it's still
on there.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Okay, so no veto on Shawshank Redemption.
I don't think so.
I think it's just.
I think it's a 250.
I think it's like a textbook movie, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, this is great. I got no like big things about it. I'm like, they could have done this.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I'm nervous.
Maybe I won't even use my veto.
The next is The Godfather.
Yeah.
Have you seen The Godfather?
I actually haven't.
Okay.
So I didn't do my homework for this one, so I will trust you. I'm putting my faith in you. Unless you say something really stupid, and then I'll just veto it anyway.
Nick, I've never had a huge love.
Oh, okay.
For The Godfather.
Okay.
I thought it was good.
Yeah.
I never thought it was like, man, this is great.
Mm.
I'm like, The Godfather, hey, you come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding.
Sure.
And I was like, oh, it's solid. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. So I went into this thinking like, what if I did? What if I did take it off?
Yeah. What if?
What if I did?
Okay.
And then I watched it.
Yeah.
Dude, this movie's great.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I wanted to throw everyone for a loop there.
Whoa. Everyone's like, holy shit.
Well, I
want to see a podcast like just completely fail the fastest possible way. No.
It's great. It's you come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding.
Is it as good or better than part 2?
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that. Okay.
But all I can say is, leave the gun, take the cannoli.
Whoa. Okay.
And it's great.
I'll know what that means later, probably.
Yeah. Leave the gun, take the cannoli.
So I believe you'll be keeping it in the
I
top
will be
250.
keeping it in the top 250, unless otherwise mentioned.
I wish we could bank our vetoes. It's fine. Just have like 10 of them.
No. No. The Godfather. I mean, what else is there to say? I think everyone knows about The Godfather. I also do not think it's number 2 on my list.
Yeah.
This will be top 100-ish.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's my favorite. I think it's very, very good, and it's probably one of the best mafia films.
Sure.
Period. And it just does it.
Mr. Marlon Brando.
Yep.
God bless him.
The Dark Knight.
Numero 3. The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight.
Okay.
Nick.
Mr. Christopher Nolan. Mr. Christian
The
Bale.
strongest choices require the greatest wills.
That's in some movie.
That's, yes, I've said something.
Greatest sacrifices. That's Thanos, I think.
Yeah, something like that. Not every superhero movie can be on this list. And as superhero fans and...
Dude, what are you doing? I hate what you're doing.
And I think we have a bias coming into this as superhero fans.
Okay.
I think we can't just pick a movie because it's like, it's got a cool superhero in it and that's what we like. Like, I don't think every Avengers movie is going to make it onto the list.
Oh, 100%.
I don't think every movie is going to do that.
Yeah.
So a movie has to get in this list based off of its own and as, I think, a general enjoyment of this and as a movement of cinema.
Okay.
That being said, The Dark Knight's not going anywhere.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't think we're going to have, like, necessarily a limit, but I do think it's something to consider, like, are those 20 superhero movies
really needed?
Truly the top 250 movies of all time? That needs to be considered.
Yes, I think that's the whole point. Not what's done, but obviously the Dark Knight is great. It's a movie I keep going back to. But
yeah, and I think like in the event that we were to take one off and say, you know what, I don't think 250. We could get to the part where we're filling in the blanks and we realize, oh shit, we took off 60 films and I really only have 40 and I didn't remember. Now I'll go and revisit. You know what? Maybe The Dark Knight does deserve to be back on it. We could always add it back again. Because I think 250 seems like it's a small number, but then when you start to really think, like, that's actually quite a bit to pick as the best. And so I think anyway. I will not be vetoing your Dark Knight.
I would stop this podcast if you would veto The Dark Knight. We both love this movie. This is definitely has to be on the list. But I do think to the point of, are we going to include every like Marvel film that we've enjoyed and we like a lot? I don't think we can. I don't think a lot of movies are going to be on there. I think objectively we have to say, is this one of the best movies of all time?
Well, and that's why we're being honest and actually going through this list and watching them. At least one of us will be watching them when we're judging them, because we're not going to blindly take a movie off that we haven't seen and say, we're going to replace you.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how much we liked a movie. If that movie was still that good, it needs to stay on the list. So,
yeah. Well, next, Nick, is number 4. I am number 4.
Great film.
Yeah. Is that making it on the list?
I think it probably is the top 4 movie. That's what I
it is the sequel to The Godfather, otherwise known as The Godfather Part 2.
Part 2.
Now,
the
you
first
asked,
sequel ever made.
Yeah, there's never been a sequel ever. This is what known as one of the best prequel movies, because it is a prequel, as well as a sequel.
I did not know that.
It goes back
so it's before and after
Don Corleone and all that. Yeah,
Mr. Donnie Core.
Yeah,
got it.
And it follows your boy Michael as he becomes a new
Michael Al Pacino.
Yeah, Michael Corleone.
Michael Corleone.
Michael, the next Corleone.
Now, is he the one that becomes Michael Morbius?
No, that's a different universe.
Okay.
But it is it's in the multiverse of Michael Morbius.
Stay tuned. Morbius. More Morbius.
More
Morbius.
Yeah.
Content coming to you soon. Anyway.
Yeah, I want to see the Morbius extended universe.
Absolutely.
Anyways, you posed the question to me. Do you like the second one or the first Godfather better? And Nick, I may be controversial in my saying this, but I think the second one improves immensely on the first.
Whoa.
Even the first one being in the top 250.
So you were first like, hey, the first one kind of blows, but now it doesn't. The second one, I don't know, actually better than the first one.
I think it's phenomenal.
Wow. All right, I'm going to have to watch these.
I think lighting, way better. I think the story is great. I love this one.
Okay.
I think it's better than the first one.
Well, you lucked out. Since I didn't watch this, I can't veto you.
Yeah, I just want to know. I just want to know now, if you were to go back and watch it, do you think we can have a, like...
I don't think I would probably argue against these. There's going to be some interesting ones where, like...
I know there's a few coming up that...
There's some coming up that are, like, part of trilogies, and it's like, okay, but are all of them? And so, I don't know. I'll definitely revisit these, but, like, the top 5 didn't feel like, to me, like, that they were going to ever be taken off. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. You still have one more.
I still have one more. And this one, you have not seen as well. 12 Angry Men?
I have seen it, but it was about 10 years ago.
Yeah, 12 minus 2 years ago.
12 minus 2, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All numbers that I say henceforth will be referenced of 12 Angry Men.
Okay.
So 12 Angry Men.
12 Angry Men. Should be pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, there's for those who don't know, it is the oldest film on this list, coming in from, oh geez, now I said 12.
Out of the 5.
What did I say? Out of the film, out of the 5 that we've talked about. It's the oldest film ever made.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell?
I will not be doing this in multiples of 12, but it came out in 1957.
Okay. That's a lot of 12s.
I didn't want to do that. So it is a black and white film, mainly set in a small room, small courtroom.
Because they're a jury.
They're a jury. There's 12 men. They're a 12-man jury, and they're in this room. It's hot, and they're trying to decide on this case of this man murdering. Yep. This man doing the murder.
Yeah. Yep.
And it seems like an open and shut case, and they do a vote, and 11 of them say guilty, and one of them says not guilty. And it's
unanimous.
You have to be unanimous in order to do this, and so it's a discussion of what the facts are, what do we believe, and I think it's like a good introspective of who you are and what you would do in the situation, and like what is, I think it takes into account prejudices. I think it takes into account like all these things that we think are black and white, but there is gray area. And I think I would say this is a top 250 movie.
Perfect.
Would you agree?
I remember like watching this in school, and I don't know if this isn't like one of those that I would say is like, and this is why I love cinema, but I do think it was one of those where it immediately, the reason why they showed it in school was because it would spark conversation.
Yeah,
And I think that's
the point.
That's what I love about film is when it goes, damn, that was either so good I have to tell somebody about it. That was so confusing I have to talk to somebody about it. That was so different I need to talk. Like, I love that it leads you to something. And so I think
this is a conversation. I agree. I think I watched this film. It's one of those. It's one of those films where it's like you watch and you're like, yeah, you're like, I need to talk about this movie. This had some impact.
Fair enough.
On my life. And I rewatched it after 4 or 5 years of not seeing it, and I was like, this is great. It's shot extremely well. It's just in this cramped area. Mm-hmm. It's just as these people are getting just hotter and sweatier and more angry. Huh. Mm-hmm. Look at that. There's 12 of them.
Whoa.
And
kept up to his name.
And it just does it so well.
Yeah.
And I think there is a truth and justice aspect to it that maybe is a part that I enjoy, where it's like, yes, the right thing happened, maybe. It's like, we want the right thing to happen. I think this movie has that. Is it maybe more of a fantasy? Maybe, sure, but I think there is that of like, we if we are going to be good people and we're going to be good citizens of this world and of this country or whatever, then we need to do what's right.
Sure.
And so what is right? And I think this movie says, well, do what's right.
That's awesome.
So I like that a lot.
Perfect.
So it's on my list.
All right. No vetoes here.
Wow.
I'm going to let everything slide.
Okay. Well, I'm interested to go back and see if your Don Corleones would hold up.
Well, and I think I'm like one of those guys too, where I kind of wish we wouldn't like waste a spot on the top 250 for separate movies of a trilogy, because if there is a story that needs to be told and you just have to watch 3 movies to tell the story, I'm okay with just saying that the trilogy is one of the best movies ever made.
Right,
but not making it all 3 of them. However, if one of them is not that great as a standalone movie, then I guess I don't know. Like, I haven't decided how I feel about it, but like I'm kind of like can't just like, I don't know, because I have 2 Lord of the Rings movies coming up for our next episode on this. And I'm kind of just like, I don't know if all 3 of them. Hold on. Like,
Nick, choose your next words very carefully.
Because like
single piece of
so
cinema.
For me, like saying like Dune Part 1 top 250 of all time, I did love it. It was awesome. But if there never was a Part 2 and that was just it, did it end on enough clout to be like, that was a movie? Or was it like, that was good setup for the rest of the story to be one big movie? And so I'll get into that when we talk about it next time, but like for me, like the Fellowship of the Ring is like, what a great setup. Obviously there's lots of plot and stuff happens, but the end is still very much
time for the next one.
Time for the next one. So, like the Back to the Futures and all that
stuff.
Like, what do you do with those, Because
that's a great point.
Some of the chapters maybe aren't as strong as standalone films, but they take up space. So part of me is like, you want The Godfather? Great. One or all of them, all of the same category, one spot.
And that's something we can revisit.
Yeah.
I think at that point it'd be very hard to judge.
Right.
We're like, okay, let's say you think The Godfather Part 2 is like, I'm just throwing out numbers, like a 9. And the other one is, The Godfather Part 1 is like in 90.
Yeah.
Do you just take an average of that and it becomes 40-something?
Maybe. But, the other part of me is like, and if you do that, you free up a lot more space.
Yeah, I
and
think
then you can pick a 250
I
list.
think we can be open-handed about this in that if we come to a point where we have more movies that we want, I would be okay with combining movies. I would say in the case of The Godfather, I would not include the trilogy. I would include the first 2.
Right. But still, like
those 2, but these The Godfather Part 1 and 2, I think are standalone movies.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, fair enough. I just think too, like, I wonder how many people out there have only watched just The Godfather.
I would say,
I feel like if it's as good as people are saying it is, they probably watched Part 2. It's got to be like a 90% retention rate kind of a thing.
I would say, I think more watch The Godfather, because you always say, oh, The Godfather, not, oh, The Godfather Part 2.
Right, I get it. I just,
even though it's better.
Makes sense. Okay.
That would be an interesting conversation, especially for you next week, where we will be reviewing 2 of my favorite films of all time.
Right.
that you don't have as much love for as I do, but still enjoy.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't think you have too much to be concerned about, but I do think like it's a question that begs like, because I think we're starting to feel that a lot with like Marvel, which they're not direct sequels to each other, but I think we're starting to get into that where it's like Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. If you listen to our podcast on that, it's literally a sequel and a continuation and a sequel to a lot of other things.
Yeah.
So as a standalone film, I don't know if you'll ever be able to put it in like a top 250 because it's just a continuation.
Yeah, and because it's bad.
And it's set up well. Okay, sure.
I understand.
But like, I get what you're saying. But like,
it's the next part of this.
Yeah.
It's not quite an end game, where it's a culmination of all this.
But then you have like your Captain America Winter Soldiers, where you're like, damn, the writing was so good, but did you have to see Avengers and Captain America 1 to kind of have the setup? Technically.
But shouldn't that be kind of included though? If we put like, oh man, yeah, it's tricky because if you put one movie on there, doesn't imply that you have to watch the other movies.
Yeah.
But this movie is great. Let's say Winter Soldier, I think is a great movie.
Exactly.
I think it should be, I don't know, 250, but it should be up there high, regardless of what's around it. I don't think the rating of it should be based off of.
No, and I agree with that. So like I think the hard part with that will be like, hey, Godfather, there is no prerequisite for this film. You just get to go in. This movie is a top 250, but it has some prerequisites.
Yeah.
Like Return of the King, hey, we're going to say Return of the King stays in the top 250. You just happen to also have to watch 6 hours of film before that.
Yeah.
But if you're up for it,
you're lucky.
Great, then, well, yeah.
I understand. Yeah. Sorry.
So I just think it'll be interesting to see how we do that. But to rate something that requires other content is tricky.
I think it's going to come to a case-by-case basis where we do like a Back to the Future.
Well, and we can make this 250 on our image.
Yeah,
I mean, it's fine.
We can put things together. We could put Dune together with its sequel. We could put one Back to the Future and the other not two, or
sagas or trilogies.
I think if we were to combine, could combine the three Lord of the Rings into one score.
Sure.
Because I think they're all so close to each other in my mind.
Oh, that's all one giant story. It's not like, and then 10 years passed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get into that, but I was curious.
So I think there is some fluidity to this list that we can have. But folks, there you have it. That is so far 5 movies that would be in our top 250, not Us United top 250.
Yeah, so we agree with IMDb, but
for now,
I think
those numbers are going to be different.
Yeah, I think those numbers are going to be a lot different. I think you'll see a different top 5 from us.
Do you want to say what your favorite of those 5 would be? Well, I guess you haven't seen 2 of them.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to pick one out of those 3, I'd still pick The Dark Knight.
I probably would as well.
It's just
it's great.
Yeah, when Batman is done well, you almost, like, the story is so good that it doesn't have to be a superhero film. It can just be a detective film.
Yeah.
And that's why we love the new Batman as well. Like, there isn't this huge needing to be the supernatural hero. It's just you're a guy who just happens to wear a funky suit, but fill in whoever wearing a whatever suit. It's just it's such good writing, a good plot, and The Dark Knight, it's just unparalleled. I mean, it's just super good.
Yeah, I totally agree.
So we'll see.
Well, that was quite a quick podcast, so I wanted to do a quick
sure.
Ask of what you've been watching this week, and we can have a little discussion of maybe something you've found that might be of interest to the listeners here.
Sure. So we are getting geared up for Stranger Things, which I've talked about in the past. So we're really excited to start that. It'll be today when this podcast is out, but super pumped for that. And then we'll be starting Kenobi as well. And then we got Maverick as well. So, I mean, there's a lot of things coming out this weekend. So, in the meantime, it's like, what do we watch? Do we coast a little bit content-wise? And so, we've been watching a little Brooklyn Nine-Nine. We've already watched it.
Love that show.
But going back and just kind of just keeping up with that. On my own, I'm chipping away. My dad's a huge Ozark fan on Netflix, so I've been chipping away at that. It's a pretty dark show, but like I've been slowly just like, all right, for my dad, gotta do this. And it is crazy. I mean, the writing in Ozark is insane. It's incredibly well done, and it's one of those stories that just is like, how could this get any worse? Oh, it got worse. How could this get any worse? Oh my gosh, it keeps getting worse. Like it's just very bad things continue to keep happening. It's one of those wild, anxiety-ridden shows that I have to be careful of how much I watch because it just gives me anxiety.
Oh, really?
No, I mean it's fine, but it's like
stressful.
It's just like, dude, this is happening now. This is wild, But
would you recommend it?
Oh yeah, I mean the writing's insane. It's and for starring Jason Bateman, who mostly is known for like silly roles.
Arrested Development, yeah.
Yeah, it's wild to see him in this. But I mean, it also tackles a lot of like stuff. So I mean, it's not for everyone, I don't think. But it's one of those where like, man, the writing is insane.
That's one I've been meaning to check out for years. And it's wrapping up?
It just finished.
Okay.
So yeah, it had its last season split up into 2, and it just released its last episodes a few weeks ago. But yeah, the acting's good, and it's just a nail biter of a show where you're just like, man, how are they going to get out of this?
Yeah. Okay.
And it's kind of cool because Ozarks is just a very like, you think is just like a chill little vacation spot, and it's like, oh, there's some stuff that goes down.
The murders,
Yeah, the murdery stuff.
12 Angry Men are gonna talk about this one.
Yeah. But other than that, I'm trying to keep up with new episodes of Barry on HBO.
Oh, nice. Okay.
The 3rd season finally is airing for that.
Wow.
And this one's definitely like, I won't spoil it for you, but the first 2 were very like upbeat and just, man, like kind of got things going, and this one's kind of slowing down to give us a second to really reflect on the characters, and so, but it's a wild ride. Barry's a great show. Would recommend.
That's on HBO Max, correct?
Okay. Yep, and so it releases new episodes on Sunday, or air on Sunday, show up on Monday afterwards.
On HBO Max, got it.
Yep. But other than that, I think that's pretty much everything. Oh, we did officially start Doctor Who.
Oh, nice. Yes.
We were just trying to toy around with like, if we were to do something, what do you want to do? And
that's a deep dive.
We decided to maybe jump into
How
Doctor
deep
Who.
are you into that now?
Only 3 episodes.
And you started with Christopher Eccleston.
Yes, we started with
the new modern.
The new
wave.
Reboot,
yes.
But didn't like skip any seasons. Like we're starting at season 1 of the new reboot.
Yeah.
It's a wild ride.
Yeah, it is a wild ride. Mannequins come to life. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it seems a little, I don't know, it's not like procedural, but like it is
it's got some of that to it though.
It does have like that feel, but like
wacky.
Wacky enough to be like, oh, let's just, it kind of reminds me of like adult, not like super adult, like it's not inappropriate that much, but it reminds me of like the Magic Treehouse books that I read growing up, where it's like, hey, we hop in this thing and we just like travel back to these random times.
Wow. Yeah. You nailed that.
So
that's so good.
That those books were always special to me growing up. So like Thursday in Pompeii, Wednesday in the Amazon rainforest, and that's just kind of what Doctor Who is. It's like, hey, let's just go to this place and do some cool stuff. And so, I can't really say if I recommend it or not, but I mean, I think it stood the test of time. People are still making it, and they're celebrating its like 60th anniversary this year, and there's going to be a huge celebration. So
that's insane.
But what about you?
Just to piggyback quickly off of your Doctor Who.
Yeah.
I was a big Doctor Who fan. Probably like middle school to high school.
Big Who head.
A big Who head, you know what I mean? I was in the Eccleston area and the David Tennant era especially. I kind of weaned off during Matt Smith, not because of him, but I think because of the writing just got a little bit too complicated.
He's also in Morbius, so get ready for that.
Oh, I'm ready.
Yeah. Oh, I bet you are.
Oh, I'm ready, Nick.
Okay, good.
I'm ready. Obviously, I'm a David Tennant till I die kind of guy.
Okay.
And so I just remember really enjoying that show. It's been something that me and my sister connected with a lot. You'll get to it, but The Girl in the Fireplace was the first episode we ever watched, and we just like randomly found it on 11 p.m. on BBC randomly, and we're just like, Doctor Who, what is this? And we're just like following. I was like, oh, it's a great episode. And so there's some memories of Doctor Who that I really enjoy. I just think that it became too much for me to just keep going with it, and then I stopped watching, and then I just could never get back on.
Yeah.
I don't have a huge desire to go back to it, but I might. I don't know. It's just a huge thing to tackle.
Sure.
So props to you for taking that, or cheers, mate. You know, hey, jolly.
Classic British lingo, my guy.
Yeah. But I think there's some really good stuff, especially when David Tennant comes along.
Oh, good. I'm glad. I'm looking forward to him.
I think Eccleston's hard, and I don't think that's his fault. I think
he's just bearing the weight of like getting this thing rolling.
Yeah, and I think even the first few Tennant episodes are like, ugh. But when Tennant, I think peak Doctor Who is David Tennant. No doubt about it. They do some great stuff with him.
Cool.
They do some great stuff.
No, I'm excited.
And there's so much for you to explore. There's so many things that I can just say, hey, exterminate, you know what I mean? And then you'll know what that means at some point.
Exterminate, let's go.
Oh, you'll know what that means. That's crazy. It's amazing to me too that you know like literally nothing about Doctor Who, being like big sci-fi.
I'm like it's always been there, but it's just one of those. It's like it's big enough that people talk about it, but it's also small enough that like I think we're also just living in a time where the amount of content is just so limitless that like you have to make a choice because you're not just gonna stumble upon some of this stuff anymore.
Yeah,
it's all deliberate.
Yeah, if you don't watch Doctor Who, then you'll watch Star Trek. If you don't watch Star Trek, you'll watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine or Ozark or whatever. There's too much stuff.
Correct.
And so, yeah,
agreed.
Yeah, good on you.
Thank you.
I've been watching, and actually, so have you. We've talked about it briefly. Love, Death, and Robots, which we've talked about. Like, I think one of the first few episodes, or the first beginning episodes of this podcast, we mentioned Love, Death, and Robots.
We did, yeah.
And so it's back for its third season. Mm-hmm. I've watched 3 episodes.
Okay. And
enjoyed the second one, I guess I'll say, immensely. And the other 2 are just very solid.
Yeah.
I think the show as a whole is something that I can support. No doubt in my mind that this is like the kind of media that I will support, where it's like, especially like just creative animated sci-fi, creative anything like that.
How good it looks is insane.
Yeah, and different art styles, different everything, different storytelling. I'll take this over Michael Morbius.
We'll see.
We'll see when we see it. Any day. So I just like, if you have not seen Love, Death, and Robots, I think there's some episodes in there that you will enjoy. I think there's a little bit of something for everybody.
Yeah.
It is more violent and stuff like that, and there's some horror aspects to it, but I think there's some fun stuff in there, and there's some silly stuff in there, and then every episode, it's just shorts. It's just a bunch of shorts, and so if you don't like it, it's 10 minutes and you're done. So
absolutely. Yeah. It's really cool, like world building where you're just like, it doesn't leave you necessarily on like a cliffhanger all the time, but a lot of times it will, and you're just like left to be like, whoa, so like just how would that continue? There. Yeah. Or like what would the world look like if that happened? And it's just neat. Yeah. And I really hope Netflix keeps supporting it, because I do know that they're kind of cutting a lot of stuff right now, and I think animation was like a big thing that they were kind of cutting. I didn't hear if that meant Love, Death, and Robots, or if that meant more of their anime type stuff. So
yeah, I think this is their most popular.
I would hope so.
Animated thing, but
it wasn't on trending for that long.
It's on the chopping block,
so we'll see.
I would not be surprised if we don't get a 4th season, which I think would be extremely disappointing to me.
Too bad. But like we're also getting Black Mirror, which Black Mirror is just like the live action version of the show, which can't do as much because it's live action. You know, animated, you can just do some crazy stuff.
I think Love, Death, and Robots has taken the spot of Black Mirror in my mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
easier to watch.
I did not love the latest season of
Black Mirror.
Black Mirror.
Yeah,
wasn't my favorite.
Yeah, but there's also shows like Arcane that they're totally going to continue because it was that popular. So maybe there are some animated that are just going to stay. Mm-hmm. I just thought I heard a rumor that.
Well, they're like,
animation
are they going to
cutting
commercials and stuff now or something?
Yeah, they said there'll never be ad driven, and now they're going to be ad driven.
Do you have to pay for no ads, or is that an option?
I don't remember what the total thing was.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, I think for like original content, no ads, but for non-original content, maybe you do. I don't know.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, for the most part, I watch Netflix for Netflix stuff.
Yeah.
But when you don't have your friends and your offices on there, I mean, no one's just casually watching Netflix. They're getting it on for the...
Oh, yeah, I think, maybe, do you think The Office leaving was a big deal? Like, that this kind of brought up?
I mean, I think that was definitely part of it. I mean, people would at least have that on.
Just in the background.
Yeah, the problem is if you can't have people using your app that long, I think eventually they're going to remember, oh, yeah, I'm paying $15 a month for this. I should probably cancel it.
And I watch, like, one show now.
But at the same time, it seems like an incredibly profitable model because once you have all the content, you don't have to, like, create copies of it. You just have it. That's what the nice thing about streaming is, is like the overhead of it doesn't really make any difference after that point. Yeah. But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, and now there's so much more competition.
Yeah, it's true. That hurt it a lot. Yeah. And now everything's kind of getting divvied up where this channel gets this one movie, so then they get all the subscribers, and this channel gets whatever. So, yeah, we'll see.
Yep.
But, no, it's a great choice.
The only other thing is I've also just started rewatching Stranger Things in anticipation for the new season. I can give more thoughts of that. We might do a separate episode on that, but I've been enjoying that.
Nice. How far did you get?
Just like the first few episodes.
Okay.
I'm not super
far. Still in season 1.
Yeah, I haven't dived super far. I'll try and finish it before I watch season 4. I don't know.
Well, and if you want to save it to just watch all of season 4 at the same time, you still have until like July.
That is true. Maybe I'll just do that
and just not watch.
Because I don't think I'll get enough spoilers just naturally from people. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
It's tricky because I'm not a binge guy. I don't really like just block out a time.
It's gonna be hard to binge these two because every episode is minimum hour 15.
Yeah.
Or hour 10 at least.
Yeah.
The run times are insane on the season.
So. Yeah. Like once a show, if I miss it on the opening weekend, I'm like a month late. I'm usually a month late on any popular show.
I think the way we'll be consuming it will be Friday. We'll get done with work, and I think we'll probably try to watch one after dinner, and maybe another right before bed.
Is there 5?
There's 5, and then we're gonna hit the road for a little trip, and then maybe watch like one a day throughout the Memorial Day weekend and finish by Monday.
Sick.
So we'll see. I'll try not to talk about it around you.
Okay. Maybe I'll just watch it. I don't know.
I mean, what do you need to really know? It's more just like, do you have thoughts on the particular... I mean, each season, I think, does a good enough job of like, here's what happened. I don't think you're going to be like, you have to know episode 2 of season 2.
I've seen it all, so I know what's going on. So I could stop and go back. I probably will do that. But also, I'm excited for Kenobi, man. I cannot wait.
You get 2 episodes of that, too.
Oh, I get 2. Let's go.
The first one's going to do nothing.
Yes.
And then the second one's going to do just a little something, and then cliffhanger. And then 4 episodes will do stuff.
I'm so excited.
I do love... I'm excited for that, too. I think I'm a little concerned about, like, the Inquisitors a little bit.
Yes, I am.
Sounds like they're, like, kind of going in on that, but the Sith Inquisitors can be kind of funky and a little cartoony. But so is all of Star Wars, and so it's fine.
I'm just more concerned of, like, it's tricky.
Well, and Darth Vader's in it, too, so it's like, it's gonna be what are we doing?
Yeah, I just want to know how they're going to do it with, like, because how does he remain hidden, you know? Or, like, is he in town and then he kind of, like, slinks away? And I don't know.
My understanding is that something is drawing them to Luke.
Yeah.
And so in order to not get them to go to Luke, he basically is like, yo, it's me.
I'm here.
Mr. Obi-Wan.
There he is.
Let's fly away. And that's all I know. Or at least think I know. What I'm curious is, what is Hayden Christensen actually doing? Because if it's James Earl Jones, is it just Hayden Christensen in the suit?
Yeah.
Or are we going to have a lot of, like, Force talk with Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor?
Or, like, past stuff.
Where I would assume his shirt is off and they do some sort of telepathic talk. He's like, hello there. And he's like, hey, what's up,
You
dude?
underestimate my power.
So I'm interested to see, like, how much does Hayden Christensen get to do? Because they're marketing him like, he's back, everybody. And it's like, okay.
How much, though?
It's a giant suit where he breathes and doesn't sound like Hayden Christensen.
Yeah.
So is he actually in the show?
Yeah.
Because he wasn't, I mean, he was Darth Vader for 30 seconds,
Yeah.
but he wasn't like Darth Vader.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So I'm interested to see.
We will see.
I think this has the potential to be like some of the best Star Wars content that they make, because Ewan McGregor was some of the best Star Wars content that's ever been made.
But also, it could just disappoint.
Could disappoint. I don't know. It feels pretty safe.
If it goes the way of Boba Fett, I'm gonna probably be disappointed.
Dang, you didn't like Boba Fett?
It just didn't feel like the right thing to do.
We totally skipped it. Like, we just didn't even care. But that's okay.
I mean, but that's kind of what the show was.
Yeah.
It was and then it just went into Mandalorian again.
It was just
2.5,
like 2.5. Yeah.
And just felt like Boba Fett got overshadowed. I don't think they're gonna do that with this.
Yeah.
This feels like a contained story.
But it would technically no, it wouldn't exist around Mandalorian.
No, Mandalorian is
like
past episode 6.
Return to the Jedi.
Yeah.
So this is before all that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this is between 3 and 4.
Yep. Which is prime. Like, here's what
There's
I will
not
say.
a lot there.
If this is good, I will totally eat my words for being the guy who was like, leave our old characters alone and just do new stuff. If this is good, I'll be like, okay, you figured out that there was a story to tell, and it was good.
Yeah, but 1 out of 10. Like,
True.
I want Old Republic.
Yeah, I want brand new stuff.
I want new stuff.
Yeah, I want to not go, oh, did you see that guy? That's that guy.
Yeah.
It's like, no, don't, like, I want it to be Stranger Things, where I'm like, I don't know who any of these people are. Like, dive right in.
Yeah.
You know, like, when that show first came out, I was like, what is this show? I want there to be a Star Wars show where I'm like, what is this show?
Yeah.
I think they're just so worried about marketing it that they're like,
Mm-hmm.
well, if we don't say Mace Windu or Obi-Wan Kenobi, no one will watch this.
Right.
Yes, you will. It's fine. So, dope.
Well, another episode.
We are in a prime season of content.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty nuts. So, look forward to some reviews of all of those, or maybe some of those, or
at least be chatting about them.
We'll do at least an intro of all that stuff. We'll be watching, at least some of us, most of us, will be watching all that stuff. So,
and thanks for doing the work on the IMDb stuff.
Hey.
I think we've got a good start.
Yeah, I'm excited for this project. So, look forward to in a few weeks when Nick takes the next 5 movies 6 through 10 on the IMDb list.
We'll try our best not to disappoint, but also be honest.
Yes, we will not. Well, we will not be putting a movie in just because of it's
Correct.
famous and
Correct.
it's
Blasphemous to think otherwise.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
All right. Well, you probably have seen the IMDb Top 250 at some point.
Yeah.
But you definitely haven't heard of a Star Wars Ultimate Frisbee fight. I'm gonna say that's gonna be pretty unique.
Yeah.
But now you have heard from us, Not Us United.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
See you, everybody.
Bye. You've just listened to Not Us United. You can find us under Not Us United on Spotify, iTunes, and YouTube. Please leave us a review and consider subscribing to our podcast. You can reach out for future podcast topic suggestions at notusunitedpod@gmail.com.